Mute. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Come turn into a weekly KOFXV tradition here where we're actually going to watch the new trailer live on stream and figure out what's going on here and everything. Like, neither of us have seen it. We've seen who the character is.
Yeah.
Can't avoid it.
I definitely have my stuff set up to like notify me.
Right. Can't avoid it, and then you just see it on Twitter all the time. So.
Yep, that's a good way to signify the character, Scorch.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to get something really quick out of the way.
Okay.
So today is Wednesday, February 3rd, which means tomorrow, or today in some other parts of the world, happy birthday, Blue Mary.
Oh. I was like, where is this going?
Somewhere stupid.
I have no idea. Okay. So let's do this again. Let me pop up a window over here. And I guess I'll just go to their official channel here, right?
Yeah, it should work fine. If not, you can... well, right there.
I mean, right there, yeah.
Easy peasy.
I figured that was going to happen. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So we'll do a full screen. I have it in HD, 1080p, all that other jazz here. So let's add the source again. Smart selection. Oh, it's not doing a thing.
It's nuts to you, apparently.
I just got to do it manually then. There we go. Okay.
So right now, the big question, obviously, before we even get into the trailer is, who's going to be on his team then? Who are the next 2 weeks of reveals?
See, the question is it going to be Vice and Mature again, or what, right?
Yeah, kinda.
Right, that's the question right there. Is it going to be... God dang, what the hell? I cannot get this to go... Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Jesus. Is it going to be Vice and Mature? Well,
or is it gonna
assuming that they're going to keep doing team orders.
Yeah, I mean, that's heavily implied at this point.
Right.
So, but I mean, so we've got, Vice and Mature, or it could be Kyo and then Chizuru or Shingo.
Oh, if you want to bring back the...
Sacred Treasures or the knockoff Sacred Treasures from 11. Any of that's fine. Like, I mean, because it's not going to be like they're going to let him be with AG and Billy again.
Right. I mean, 'cause the curious thing right now is... Okay, so they do this, and then they reveal Vice next week. Mature is coming, and then I feel like that kind of,
Who knows? Who knows?
What are they gonna do, Vice and Rugal?
I mean, you got to bear in mind in the KOF no one talks about, it was Mature and not Vice.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which KOF was that? 12. Oh, okay. Who was it?
Who was on that team? Or I don't think even 12 even had actual arranged teams. 12 was really jank.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, Leona. Why not?
I mean, why not, right? So, let me rotate this and get...
Shatter all expectations.
I really wish they didn't choose that as their slogan, to be honest with you.
I mean, they've already hit us with some pleasant surprises, so, I mean...
Yeah, I know, but the main reason why is because there's so many ways to turn it negative. And I already joked that Mortal Kombat 2, the movie, their slogan was destroy all expectations. And me and my friends have made fun of that for our entire lives because, yeah, you definitely wanted to destroy all expectations while watching it.
I mean, they killed my favorite MK Ninja in like the first 5 minutes. That
Right,
movie was already doomed.
Exactly. It was just like, come on, man, what is this, dude?
Yeah, so you didn't even have teams.
Yeah, okay.
Well, in all fairness, it's like a lot of the other no story games still had teams. That one was just the oddball.
God, Nathan mooning the stream again.
And then booping the microphone.
Oh yeah, he does this all day. He just boops the microphone. He uses it to scratch himself like this. Like, look at this. This is what the...
Is there ever a point where he's like, I want nuzzles, and then rip headphone users?
Not as bad. I can do this. Let's see. Share link. Oops.
No, what have you done? There we
go. Ah, that's the wrong thing.
It didn't copy
it. Yeah, all right. Whatever. Who cares? Hi. Oh, look at him.
All right, well, you want to get into it?
Yeah, let's watch. This cat.
Oh, goodness, Nathan. Just going in on the split
Cat
screen.
just needs to. Cat, calm down. Cat, calm down. Calm down. All right, let's watch this. Let's see what we've got. Let's see if we've got jump cuts to the trailer again or what. Let's see what happens here. Let me make sure that people can hear this as well. Yes, okay, they should be able to hear this. Okay, here we go.
So we'll watch it once silent and then go with the frame by frame. Big swag.
Iori Yagami.
Whoa!
Of course.
Whoa!
That was different.
Shatter all expectations.
Okay.
Plus that new version of his theme.
Yeah, that's the sexy stormy saxophone.
Sexy saxophone.
I mean, might as well be, right? I mean, okay.
That was pretty rad.
So wait, could people hear that? Was the volume okay? I mean, I'll probably lower the volume as we go through this because we usually then go through it like little by little. Let's do it in regular speed and talk about it, and then let's slow motion it. So yeah, okay.
Because there's definitely a couple of like big changes in there.
Well, first of all, obviously new design.
That coat is fucking lit, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you see it, like I do, like the texture, like it's interesting that they figured out a nice way to have a balance of having the cell shading kind of look and the clothes can still have some texture to them. You know what I mean? Because usually if you cell shade, you kind of remove little textures like that, but that coat looks leathery, you know, so I'm actually...
Yeah, they've been getting really good about that.
Yeah. So here's the typical jump cut start here, but this throw... And
then we know for a fact now we have dizzies.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I mean,
it's not like they've ever really gone anywhere, but now we know for sure that we have them.
Right, and he's taunting.
And that is clearly a taunt, so it's no longer...
Because if you see someone dizzy, then for sure.
We got a Rekka into an OTG.
Right, which he's never been able to do before, right? The Rekka's always just launched people into the air, not knocked them down.
So his EX running elbow move is now an OTG. Which is fucking hot. EX Rekka is just like 11-14.
There's the standard super, and then the wind pose.
His level 3 one. The Crescent Moon's gonna talk shit and then...
It's interesting because normally he usually like does stuff to you, right?
Or it goes completely ape shit.
Yeah, but this time he just pushes your head into the floor. And just basically...
Yeah, exactly. He's still somewhat red because he's got the full, like, red eyes.
Right.
He's going in.
And you can see poor Shune's shoes over here in the background over here going, ah!
Like that's what you noticed.
Yeah. Because I was like, wait, that's a foot.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but basically, he's not actually clawing at you. He's just basically smashing you into the floor with Orochi power. So there you go. Lanoom in the chat having trouble typing out the word berserk right now, but the interesting thing about it is since he's going into that level 3, and I guess we'll do this in the freeze frame stuff. So let's do the slow motion. Let's do the slow motion here.
Around Nathan's fat head.
Around Nathan's fat head.
It is a pretty fat head, though.
I can't see.
Yes, it is.
I can't see it.
He's giving me them eyes.
I can't see a dang thing. This is my monitor view right now. Like I can't get it all the way over here, but like this is my view right now. This is literally my view for the monitor that's playing the video. Come on, Nathan. He's hungry. He's hungry and he just wants food and he doesn't care right now. Nathan.
I mean, that's like half of his personality. Is I want food. Isn't it, you little tub?
Yeah. He was like literally just sitting on my lap waiting for food to drop off and everything again just earlier today. The cat.
That's true. Iori loves cats.
Does he?
Yeah,
love
like
cat?
like
Oh,
a lot
okay.
of his early promotional art, especially, is him like in an alley finding a stray and then just like pouring in a little dish of milk.
Oh yeah. I think I've seen stuff like that. Yeah.
Maybe you love the sexy saxophone.
Sexy saxophone. That's what it is now. Yeah. Oh man. Ed the Gamer. If you're talking about Street Fighter V, Cammy. That's what I'm gonna say. So, but this is about KOF, so let's keep going with some KOF over here. It's going at slow speed now, so let's jump ahead a couple.
If you want to play KOF, Iori's actually a pretty good character to start with too.
Yeah,
Because he's got a little bit of everything.
He's got the DP, he's got the fireball,
And then he has a command grab.
right.
He's got a really interesting cross up. He's got the
Taco
Rekkas.
kick. Yeah. And my cat is just adding to the environment right now. You cat. This is you are such a cat. You are such a cat. All right.
So yeah,
So
the new
sexy,
the new one off center belt, the
moon
new
symbol,
that
right.
necklace is pretty slick.
I mean, he's always. I mean, oh, that's right. It's on the back of his jacket too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The moon
He's
symbol.
all about his like crescent moon.
Yeah. So here we go. Looking a little moody here. Got the nice eyeliner. I appreciate that. Okay.
Well, he's fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always been a bit on like the visual K side of fashion.
Yeah.
So
yeah. For sure.
that undershirt is freaking awesome.
But see, this is what I mean. I really like the texture on the coat.
Yeah.
Like that, not just the black portion of it too, but also the crescent and the red trims.
Yeah.
It just has a really nice look to it. It has a really nice what do you want to call it? Like it just has a nice depth to it. You know what I mean? It feels tangible.
Yeah.
It feels tangible.
And it feels like it'd probably be like a $7,000 coat if you're lucky.
So this looks like if he's coming in for the kiss. You know, this is your view.
Yeah, we get bubbles and roses.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. So the intro pose here.
Man, I'm pretty.
Smoldering. But see, look, I can kind of try to do that these days, right? So
Yeah, I mean, you got to even it out a little bit because then you
Yeah.
get some coming up with it.
yeah, but I can definitely try my best here like this, right? Yeah, it's popping up too high here. There we go. But yeah.
Anyways,
Sorry. Just trying to wonder if I can make myself look like Iori here.
you know, I mean, if you really want, I'm sure Kitty could come up here, comb it out, and style it a little bit.
Okay, here we go. That's the voice actor. Same voice actor as always, right? It sounds the
believe
same.
so.
Sounds the same.
At least same as the last game.
So here
Okay,
we
so
go.
that would be
Crouch heavy punch.
2C,
Yeah, as usual.
and then taco kick.
Yep. Which is always back and kick, right, in the air.
Yeah, the command is back kick, but when you cross over someone, then you have to hold forward.
Right, yeah.
And then, of course, KOF and SNK games are like, backdash is airborne, so you can backdash and do it and just fly all across screen.
yeah.
It's like the Iori staple.
So here we go. And then this is, I guess, is...
Can you go back just a moment to go back to the... Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so he's got the jump in, and then...
And then right here is what's happening at the front of this. It's really hard to tell. Because it looks like he's hitting with something. Yeah, it looks like he's hitting with something. So this is the end of a move into a command throw or something? Or maybe he's comboing into a command throw.
But this is a regular throw.
Right, because his command throw has always been the side swap, right?
Yeah.
And so I wonder, maybe they took that away? Maybe he doesn't have that anymore?
I don't think that's the case. But who knows? Yeah, but the thing is, it also has the normal throw visual, which means like it's implied that would be a techable throw.
Right.
Is most of the time what that throw imagery means.
That's a standard throw right there. We've seen that throw many times,
And
of
then
course,
fireball at point blank, which is
"What's up?" That's what me.
Or tostada.
That's what me and friends always said. "What's up?"
Tostada.
Is that what he says?
It says dosha.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, you know, as a non-native speaker, sometimes it's just like tostada.
Yeah.
But
and
I mean,
CVS too would always sound like he said, "What's up?" to me. What's up?
So it's one of those things like showing his fireball at point blank range is kind of like not worth it. But on the other hand, it's not like they're gonna be like, we're gonna blow a portion of our trailer on letting a fireball travel across the screen.
Now here's this other crazy
back
throw. Oh, is that what it is? Has this always been his back throw?
No.
No. Oops.
What are you doing?
Sorry, I was hitting the wrong buttons. That is not where I want to go.
Yeah, you've gone too far now.
There we go. This is where we were. So this is the back throw right here, right? So here we go. So fireball and then back throw where he basically alley-oops you and dunks you to himself. He alley-oops you into the air with one hand. I mean, it's funny because he holds you up and then he lets go of that. See, he's just like, whoop, and you're floating in the air. Which is pretty impressive, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that blue swirl is at least the throw animation. And 14 had something very similar, and it was only for normal throws. So, yeah, my guess is that that's your indicator saying that throw was techable.
What's interesting to me is, like, this is one of those throws that, like, on taller characters, they're basically not going to be in the air. Their feet are going to basically...
I think that's why Benny's so tilted.
Yeah.
He's definitely, like, head first into the camera. And dunked.
Yep, like I said, alley-oop to himself. Oh, man.
Oh, man. The cancel follow-up super has always been rad. But who knows?
Yeah, and then, of course, this is the evidence that Dizzy is in the game. And as well as taunts, because this is now for sure it's not an intro sequence.
No question on that.
Yeah, no intro sequence or anything like that. So here we go. And then what was this? Oh, this is his Rekka. This is just the standard Rekka. Looks like he starts it with a close heavy slash again, or a heavy attack, heavy punch.
5C, whatever.
5C, yeah. Close
heavy punch button thing.
Yeah, cancel into the standard Rekka. Nothing surprising here. But the interesting part now is that he gets to do this.
Bonk.
Dunk you.
Yeah, which also implies that this is going to be like more of a hard knockdown. You can't tech out of it.
Oh,
which,
yeah, that's
it's pretty much standard and all, but at least this gives a little more confirmation on some of that effect.
Right, but the fact that he gets the EX running attack.
Yeah. Which also, notice, no blue aura. He is doing a raw EX in some fashion.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So EXs are just available.
Yep. So
it's going to be different than 14. Than 14, where of course the EXs were hidden behind max mode.
So it's further evidence that EXs are done raw. So it's just it's just going to be a matter of what the resource consumption, whatever, what the cost is.
Right. Exactly. So here we go, and he gets an OTG off of this, which is interesting.
Fighting aspect, to answer your question, we don't know. Because there's still a lot of his staple moves that aren't shown in this trailer.
Right.
Because they also wanted to show a couple of other, the normal stuff.
Right.
And some of his cool new stuff. But, he doesn't DP. There is no anti-air in this trailer.
That's true. There is no anti-air in this trailer.
So we don't know if he has OG DP or if he has, Claw Iori's anti-air.
So that's that close C again, it looks like, right? And then cancels it into
forward light kick.
Oh, yeah. That's the standard right there.
Except the fact that most games, that's not useful.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the fact that he's doing, close C into forward B.
Did it just not combo before or something?
It didn't combo, or it would push them too far back to make the space worth it, or
because this is always it's an overhead unless you chain into it, right?
The general KOF rules would go, yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Kicks him in the head, and then, of course, still has the ability to cancel it.
Yep, and it combos directly into...
runny grab thing, right? Or, no, actually, what's he doing here? Which one was this one?
That's the running elbow.
Oh, it is the running elbow.
Yeah, he just goes a little higher than usual.
Oh, okay. and then he slams you into the floor, basically.
Yeah, and it's just capture state.
But if you're not there, then he just goes into this, and then OTG, or maybe the EX one is the only one.
I think the EX one is the only one that does that.
So the EX one, I wonder if it has an initial hit into the capture state, or if he just...
It probably works the same raw, but EX will probably OTG.
Right.
Now the question is if you can super cancel off the EX one.
Right.
Because that's where things get really interesting. If you can do like the EX grab into Maiden Masher.
And again, fighting aspect, we have no idea if Vice is going to be... Who knows who his team is going to be, right?
I mean, that's a very good... I mean, here's the thing. Is that if Vice is in the game, there's no guarantee she's next week. Mm-hmm. And then if she is in the game, if she's on his team.
Right.
And then even all of that, then yes, if Vice is in the game, I would like to see her get her kicks back.
Let's see Billy show up, Billy and then IG, that would be hilarious.
There is no fucking way Billy and AG are going to team up with him again.
And then Kaboom, as usual. And then here we go. This was the big old combo right here.
Yeah,
right?
Jump C, 2C,
EX, Rekka.
Yeah.
Which gives him the
to the moon
here. And gives him the standard level 1 follow-up here. And again, not glowing blue. No glowing blue here. And then this is his standard super, which he's always kind of had. Yeah, grab you. And
then Kaboom.
Yep.
And so we're not getting any of the fancy cancels out of this one. Like, because the Benny was like level 1, level 2 into max level 3, whatever the devil it is. And he's just like, nah, we're going to do OG bread and butter stuff. Nothing fancy.
Yeah. Well, trust me, Neko, nobody is hoping for Blue Mary more than Olaf here. So he's got the Blue Mary shrine, man.
Like, I mean, there are so many characters that could be on his team.
Right. Now, what's interesting about this, so this is the level 3 start right here, right? They cut this trailer so that it started with the level 3 already. See how it's the camera's already partway
the cinematic
zooming?
super flash is already there.
Because of that, we're not going to see if he's blue or not for the activation, because all the other trailers we've seen, they lose the blue as soon as they activate the level 3.
I honestly believe that like the way they're designing these trailers is very deliberate to let little information trickle out, let us figure a little bit out here and there. So my question though is, like, now that we're going frame by frame, what is the start of this move actually like? Is it a scoop? Is it a grab?
Right. Is this a command? No, it's definitely a hit. Yeah, because he's sliding forward.
Oh yeah, so it's like his old, like it's another Maid Masher. It's Rambu run and capture. Because it's always a question when you get cool moves like this. If you do the climax cancels, etc.
Right. Yeah. Is it gonna connect?
Yeah. Does it work?
Right.
So the fact that it's another running super, that means he's also got the potential for really dumb corner carry.
Right. But again, also nicely done with the camera blur here.
Yeah. He going in.
Yeah.
He can't even look Shune in the eye.
Bam.
He's too low looking through his hair.
Well, he just likes
I love this though.
Oh, they put the moon on there.
That crescent moon on that drop is so
That's
slick.
Actually really nice. How did I miss that?
I don't know, but I love it.
I don't see shit, dude. I have terrible noticing on things, so yeah, he comes in here and he's like, I'm going to slam you, and as soon as I slam you,
boom,
the crescent, the Iori crescent shows up. Here you go. I think Kitty's kind of had a Freudian slip right there, the way she spelled Mary, and she's talking about Terry and Mary, right?
Yeah,
I think she wants some wedding bells.
I'm gonna blame her autocorrect. That's what we're gonna do.
She wants some wedding bells for Terry and Blue Mary here, so.
Anyways, back to super moves.
Yeah. Oh dang! It even fills out too, because like when it first shows up, it's like. When the crescent first shows up, it's like, see how it's like.
Oh yeah. You get like lasers forming together.
And then it fills out and really solidifies too.
It is bright too. It's really cool.
And they're really going in, by the way. Whoever's developing this game has discovered how to do this cool little blur footage, like the blurring with the fire and the explosions, because they're going in on that effect.
Yeah.
They're like, shit. Like, you remember how when the Super Nintendo first came out, every game had to have Mode 7 and something in there?
Put it somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't care how. Yeah.
I feel like the art guy was like, I have discovered how to do this technique. Every character has to have some sort of fire blur.
I mean, do you remember like the first 2 years of Xbox 360 games all had bloom?
Bloom and particle effects everywhere, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, and so he's got the black and blood red eyes.
Yeah, and I just like how he just like whispers shit to you, right? I mean,
I hate your face. I'm going to crush you. I hope you're ready to be set on fucking fire.
He should just be saying like, I'm blind. I want to see what your face looks like. Whispering sweet nothings while cooking your face, by the way. I would like to know if somebody has a translation here. I killed Mufasa.
Long live the king.
That would actually be sick if they made him say that in English, because one, it would be a sick reference, and two, it's King of Fighters, right? Like, it totally works. Long live the king.
Scorched, like, your design is shit. Yeah. Burn. Like, it's like visual, long live Visual K.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
And then he fucking slams you back down, and then, see, this is what I mean by the blur vision here. Look at him.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like I said, the best part is the foot that pops up here in the background, because he's just like, ah! And there you go.
And then...
Boom.
And then one more slam.
Oh, dang, he actually...
a camera zoom.
Yeah, it actually zooms in on him. So there might even be more graphically after this.
He's like, we're not quite done here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to give him a good position to reset from. Because, like, if he survives this, he's going to bounce away, and then you have to go back to neutral camera.
Yeah. That's the thing. You have to figure out a good way to switch between this and back to neutral cam, basically.
Yeah.
Little subtle things that you always have. Like, it's always fun watching, like, the Ultras and the Supers in Street Fighter with no camera angles, and you see how they just keep resetting in the same parts and teleporting in the stages.
Honestly, with that in mind, now I just want to see what Tasty Steve thinks of this trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just thinking about that, like... like, I really hope he had, like, a good, like, tree nearby to shake, you know?
So there you go. I mean, what's interesting though is obviously there's no new obviously no new background or anything like that. It's the same old background from the main Toon-Kun trailer. But again, I mean,
it's a sweet ass background. There's a handsome devil. He's got a sweet redesign.
Yeah, hang on. Let's watch this in regular speed again.
And like getting a confirmation that we have some more EX moves that OTG, or just OTGs in general, can open up a lot for so just as easily they could have done DP in the Super, but they didn't need to reveal that we can Super get DP.
God, at fast speed, that crescent really is very quick, so I definitely just missed it.
I definitely was like, oh, that's it, you know? But yeah, so that's a remix of his 14 specifically.
Right.
And it's pretty slick.
It's the sexy saxophone.
Sexy saxophone.
Sexy saxophone, so... Yeah, well, I mean, he's attacking the new hero team. Yeah, I guess so, huh?
I mean, he just does what he wants.
I mean, was he blowing up Benny? Oh, that's right, Benny Mar.
I mean, let's go through the whole thing again. I'm always down.
It's just Shune that he's blowing up here. Or did he beat up on anybody else? I don't even remember now.
That's fine. Shune can take it.
Sexy saxophone.
Shune. Benny.
Oh, Benny. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, Benny's taken this before. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously they kind of have to also, just because
they're the only ones that they're revealed, right?
Yeah. And you don't want to have like, we're revealing K-Dash in a month. Let's have him beat up K-Dash.
Right.
You
know. Leona's never actually been on the girls' team, huh?
Not officially, I don't think, no. I mean, it's always been the Akari Warriors. I think, like, she's on a bunch of the unofficial teams, like the bonus teams. But yeah, no, she's always Akari Warriors.
Iori, K, and Kyo, huh?
I don't think that's impossible.
Right.
I think that's completely feasible.
What's K's story exactly? K-Dash?
He's a lab rat who got injected with a bunch of Kyo's power.
Okay. So they could definitely be some sort of thematic, right? So Iori Kyo Chizuru is one. Iori K Kyo, Iori Vice Mature is definitely still there. Who's Maki?
Chizuru's dead sister.
Has she ever been in a game?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Which one?
03. She was air quotes brought back as like kind of a shadow clone kind of thing, but she was definitely in it, and she was definitely way more terrifying than Chizuru. Okay. Like she's definitely like, you remember like Guilty Gear has the gold broken characters?
Oh yeah.
She's gold broken Chizuru.
Okay, fair enough. She made Kusanagi one of the Kyo clones?
In that game, anyway.
Okay. Aoi is Kyo's sister who has Riot of Blood.
Isn't that only in non-canon games, though?
Is that in, what, like Maximum Impact or some shit like that?
Or King of Fighters Kyo, which is the visual novel RPG on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, does Kyo... Is Aoi, like, actually canon a relative of Kyo, or no? So
I'm gonna be honest.
Cousin Aoi is canon, huh?
I mean, here's the thing, is that I know that Kyo has a girlfriend, and other than that, I've always been Team Iori. I don't give a crap about Kyo. So, yeah, I could not have verified if Aoi was actually canon.
Because it was 90... Was it 99 that Kyo wasn't in it until he was unlocked, like, after time release? So,
because the other two Kyos were in the game?
Yeah, so everybody thought that Kyo might actually not be in the game at all, and then he was time released, right?
Yep, and then Iori was after, I believe.
Oh, Iori wasn't even in there at the beginning. Oh, okay, because I was about to joke that when that game came out, you're like, yes, no Kyo.
Yeah, but no, Kyo and Iori both. I mean, in all fairness, 99, when I saw K-Dash, I was like, oh shit.
Right.
We got a fucking ridiculously cool prototype.
Iori has a little sister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, 99 had Kyo 1 and Kyo 2, but then had the best Kyo redesign.
Right. Kyo 1 and Kyo 2... Was that K-Dash or is that...
No, literally the Kyo Clone 1, Clone 2.
That's right.
And then K-Dash was in that same game.
Right, okay. So K-Dash didn't count as a Kyo clone.
No, but that game was like bordering on Oops All Gokus. Like, every character was at least a percentage Kyo.
Right.
You know.
And that was part of the Kyo clone story, basically.
Yeah, which is also why O2UM has like 10 fucking Kyos.
Right. They should just do that for this game. Make the Kyo team. Just make a Kyo Clone 1 and Kyo Clone 2.
Or just make it like Kyo, K-Dash, and then like Nameless. And just like let him have it.
Because Nameless, he's not one of the clones, right? No.
It's Nest's bullcrap. I mean, remember, he only exists to replace He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Do you think they'll bring back Rugal? I mean, the thing about it is, I guess...
I think that's a huge possibility.
Because of 14, they're allowed to do whatever the hell they want to now, right?
Yeah, they got their hard reset button.
Yeah.
And honestly, I am 100% on board for Rugal actually coming back and being a boss and being in it because... Or, I don't know if because, but on the one condition that means that we get Adelheid back as a playable.
Oh, Adelheid. Who was that again?
His son, who was a mid-boss in 2 games.
That's right. Yeah,
and he's like low-key one of my favorite characters.
Right.
So, I mean, because I really want the Hyder and Adelheid, and then, I don't know, probably Leona, whatever, team of like the anti-Rugal team. Mm-hmm. I want that so
That would
bad.
actually be kind of sick. And then, who's been on the Akari Warriors team? It's only just been Ralph Clark, Leona, and Hyder, right?
And Whip.
Oh, Whip, that's right. Yeah, okay. Because if they made an Adelheid, Leona Hider team, then they could just bring Whip back onto the Akari
And then you have
Warriors
Clark
team.
Ralph Whip.
Right.
And then no big deal. And then, K-Dash team can just be like K Maxima, Kula,
right.
whatever.
But then if Rugal is there with Vice and Mature, then who's Iori with? So here's the thing, is if next week we don't get a Vice and Mature, that actually kind of lends credence to a Rugal return, maybe, perhaps?
That's a possibility. Or at least the return of Sacred Treasures. Because, with they've already sealed away Orochi, but it doesn't mean that everyone else who's ever been tied to Orochi isn't back too.
Right, yeah.
You've got Leona's birth father, Vice and Mature are properly alive.
Right. I mean, Iori, right? I mean, technically, or did he get the Orochi removed out of him, or what?
He got better. He's making purple fire. That's all you need to know. He's got his purple fire close enough.
He's always been Orochi, right?
Yeah. The only time he didn't have, Orochi bullcrap was when Ash stole it from him at the end of 11, which is why we had Claw Iori.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. 99% sure certain Kyo is next, huh?
I think that's a reasonable assumption. I really do.
No
matter what the team is, I think Kyo and Iori being on the same team is completely reasonable. And it gives them some space to break up the reveal a surprise character, reveal a known character. Because I was blown away by the fact that the original reveal for this game didn't have Terry and did not have Iori.
Right. And then plus the other thing too, because the last team they revealed was kind of a loop thrown in there, right? Because all of a sudden it was like Benimaru's on the last one. I don't know if you'd want to follow up that with here's Iori, Vice, and Mature. You know what I mean?
But I think they're doing a healthy thing with pacing, known reveal.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where we're at right now. So yeah, I think Kyo has a really good chance of next week for the known factor.
But then that would also hype everybody up. Who's the third? Is it going to be Chizuru?
Are we getting Chizuru back? Are we getting Shingo back? Are you going to shoehorn K-Dash in that team?
Right. That opens up a lot of possibilities.
Dude, the number of people who want Shingo back is astronomical.
When was the last time Shingo was in a game?
11.
11, huh? Okay.
And he's got an 11, by the way. 11's tier list is all jacked up, but it's probably Shingo's strongest game. He is a monster. It's just the fact that he's not as monstrous as the other top tiers.
Right, yeah, okay. Yeah, I just feel like if they revealed Kyo next, that would allow them to get you guys knew he was coming in, and still set up for oh shit, Chizuru, kind of excitement.
Yeah, there's so many things that this team could theoretically lead to.
Right.
To be completely honest, though, if it is Vice and Mature, I kind of would want them to just reveal both the same day.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, too, because otherwise it feels like the next week is just like a...
Yeah, unless they go real curveball and be like, hey, guess what? Vice is back and Mature isn't.
Yeah, next it'll be Vice and Rugal, and you'll be like, what?
By the way, fun fact. I was messing around with Mature combos a couple months ago or something. I tried to upload it to YouTube, and I think it was YouTube, that their algorithm detected I put the word mature and started hammering me with all sorts of censorship options.
No.
Just because the word mature was in it, because it's her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 12 didn't have Vice.
It just only had Mature, huh? Kyo, Terry, and Ryo would be an interesting team, but I feel like...
I think it would have... I don't think Kyo can be on that team.
Really?
I think Terry Ryo is fine. Putting Kyo in there, I don't think is safe.
Who else would you put in there then? Athena?
There are a lot of side characters you could squeeze in, or you could just put Rock in there, because you're basically making that the champions of Southtown.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good one.
I think, Ash, Kukri, Elizabeth, I think is actually a safe bet for a team in this game.
So, Kukri is who again?
Pocket Sand from 14.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, and then he was the one with the sand pillars, right?
Yep.
And then Elizabeth, what was her fighting style? Sometimes I know she has the rapier, right?
It's a riding crop. It's a horse riding crop.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so she's British royalty or something.
Yeah,
and she's got kind of awkward projectiles and pseudo rekka. She has that sweet ass uppercut. And then giant AoE fireball super.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, French. Sorry, whatever. European.
Yeah, they're all the same. All of Europe is the same. Whatever.
Elizabeth Branktorch. Whatever. I can't tell you what country that would be.
I mean, a lot of us want Duck King to come back, so I'm still waiting for Team USA to come. I mean, like, if they 1 week is just like all of a sudden it's just like
Brian
Badler, everyone's just gonna be like, oh my god, you know.
I mean, in all fairness, though, like, they really shouldn't put Brian first. They need to put Heavy D first.
Oh, okay.
Because Heavy D is objectively the most popular of the three.
Right.
Regardless of who is stronger in what game or anything like that, Heavy D is definitely the most popular and definitely has some of the most interesting flavor.
Right.
Because I've been playing a lot of 98 this week, and my buddy came over and he's actually a Heavy D player. And, dude, like, the levels of depth that character has... Holy crap. Like, he had install EX moves before anyone had EX moves.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. So just imagine, like, you do his, like, taunt install for EX moves, and then you actually do EX moves and burn it off. Like, honestly, he feels like 20 years ahead of the curve before G from Street Fighter V.
It's actually...
It's crazy.
I like Kuma's idea that bring Duck King back and make him a TikTok dancer. That's actually hilarious.
Dude, straight up, like, make it part of his story that he's, like, huge on social media now.
Yeah, no, Duck King is actually super popular.
Yeah, social media guru, Duck King.
God, is there anybody else with the... Like, could you imagine if they just made a team with Duck King,
and King of Dinosaurs.
And King of Dinosaurs, there you go. The King team. Dude, that would be amazing.
Yeah, the three kings.
The three kings team, dude. That would be amazing. King, Duck King, and King of Dinosaurs. I want that team now. Mm-hmm. Now I feel like if all three of them are in the game, I'm just going to have to play that team.
You have to play that team.
Yeah.
The thing is, Duck King's actually rad. Like, I really enjoy playing Duck King. And, like, 11 Duck King was super fun because they kind of normalized him away from old Fatal Fury mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting if they put King of Dinosaurs and T-Zoc on the same team.
I mean, you've never seen them in the room at the same time.
Right.
Like,
I mean, because, you know, they fight so similarly.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, you get a good heel and face on the same team, and they can, like, really have some interesting dynamics.
Exactly. It would be really kind of interesting if they did that, so...
And then Terry walks in like, wait, what? How?
Yeah. Dude, that would be hilarious if they actually did that and they were like, you thought this whole time, you know? It would be like making Faust run into Dr. Baldhead.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, like, I really want them to actually let him have T-Zoc as an alternate costume. Mm-hmm. And then you could actually have them have a special intro against each other.
Put King of Dinosaurs, T-Zoc, and Xanadu on the same team. Like, that'd be perfect right there.
And then Xanadu is just like...
But see, then you always have to wonder, maybe Xanadu had something to do with it, you know? Who knows?
He just gets it. Yeah. So low-key, I do hope Xanadu makes it back.
Yeah. But he doesn't seem like a character that I think might show... Unless, I mean, was he kind of important to the plot to the 14? No, right?
He was just a character who kind of knew what was going on.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel like he's got he might have to be relegated to the one-hit wonder thing. Like, he's like the Momoko of the game.
Right. Well, some people are saying even maybe save him for DLC, which would probably be the smarter
because you're going to accidentally buy him when you buy 3 other characters?
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love Xanadu. He's freaking hilarious, but he might just be a one-hit wonder. And it's like one of those things, like, you look at all the newcomers to 14, especially with the DLC counted.
Yeah.
He's going to get outshined by almost everyone.
I mean, who are all the completely brand new characters, right?
Okay, so we've got Zarina, Nelson, Mian.
Which one was Zarina again?
The breakdancer girl with the parrot kind of, or the toucan.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
You've got Nelson the boxer, then you got Mian, Sylvie, Antonov, Kukri, Gangyil, Luong.
Gangyil is the
Ken's master with like the beard. He's like the short stack.
Okay.
Yeah, Najid, and then like as far as actual honest to god newcomers. I think that's everyone. I might be missing one. Anyone else is at least from something else. Those are all brand new.
Yeah, who was Momoko?
She was a capoeira character from KOF11 who was significantly bottom tier, but she was super fun, and she's crazy adorable. Like, awkward adorable, but she's a goof. But apparently, actually, even like capoeira dancers kind of got mad at her design because she was so inaccurate, they were a little offended. Banderas! That's who I was forgetting. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Who are all the pachinko characters? Who are the pachinko characters?
Mui Mui, Love Heart, Alice. And Love Heart, apparently, they can't bring back.
Love Heart is which one again?
The Sky Pirate with, like, the purple hat and the sword.
Okay, yeah. And who was the last one you said?
Alice.
Alice. But they can't bring back Love Heart?
Apparently, someone bought the rights to Sky Love and Love Heart, and they don't own her anymore. Like, ever since Heroines. That's what I've heard. I can't swear to this. This is what I've heard, though. Like, through random internet chatter.
Right.
Is that they ended up selling the rights to her.
Hey, look, if Twitch Rivals can get the creator of Strider to
I mean, fair. But
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really a shame, though, because they sold her just in time for her to get huge popularity out of nowhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, Love is one of the most popular characters introduced to KOF in, like, the past 5 years.
Okay.
And, like, the fact that she made it into Heroines and that, like, increased people who liked her, their affection for her even further. Okay. And then the fact that they might not get to bring her back is really painful.
Like, it would be funny if they brought back those three as the pachinko team.
Personally, I think that's what they should have done. I think putting two of them with Nako was kind of weird.
That's
the
right.
Otherworld team.
Yeah,
because, I mean, Alice had the excuse that she's from Southtown.
Right, yeah. But, I mean, like, what was their storyline for bringing Nako in and stuff like that? And
because the ripples created by Verse and all of its bullshit actually went so far as to affect, like, the spiritual realm in Samurai Showdown.
Right.
And so, she, like, her being the guardian spirit of the forest, picked up on it and chased it.
Interesting. But does her storyline in the series mean that she got sent back? Does that mean
it's implied in their ending that everyone got to go back home afterwards? But
because like I just keep thinking now in in the new Samurai Showdown, like she should just have quotes like, "I've seen shit in the future, cars, vehicles that travel on their own, giant monster machines,
monstrous horseless carriages. How many you have to believe me?" And he just starts drinking.
Nako's like the shit that I've seen.
So with that in mind, anyway, if you own something and you go bankrupt, technically you can still own the property.
Right.
So for instance, a legendary anime movie, Robot Carnival, the English dub of it is owned by Streamline Pictures, who does not fucking exist anymore. So you cannot legally obtain the English version of that anymore, period.
That's just weird. That seems like a flaw in the whole copyright system and stuff. I mean, it's why David hates copyright so much.
Yeah, right? But I mean, isn't that part of why he went into it, though? So that he can mitigate portions of that?
A little bit of that, yeah. I mean, while I do still think that there needs to be some copyright, but I think that the way copyright works right now is kind of silly. Like, obviously, you know, like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny are supposed to be outside of the copyright, but Disney obviously has enough powers to change the rules and stuff. But I mean, for that one, I feel like it kind of makes sense because something still owns it and everything like that. And, you know, you still want to be able to have that. But SNK All-Star story when Haomaru showed up in modern times.
Well, I mean, again, though, we're talking about, like, weird non-canon games and stuff. And JoJo characters in KOF as DLC, like, why not? There are definitely other franchises I think would fit better, but, I mean, JoJo's is JoJo's.
Has King of Fighters ever had a non-SNK guest character?
King of Fighters?
Yeah. No, huh?
Asterisk. I think, by technicality, yes. Because some of the characters come from like Data East games or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So they were Neo Geo characters,
right.
but not actually SNK characters.
Because can you imagine if they?
I mean, and yes, K49 sort of.
Oh right.
Sort of, because he's just.
That's nameless, right?
Yeah. Because nameless has replaced that. He who shall not be named, redacted the character.
Right.
But, like, I think some of the, like, more weird ones, like Kizuna and Counter and stuff like that, they've had appearances.
Because what if they actually had an EX Layer team on this? In this?
I'm on board.
Because Terry's in EX Layer,
Dude,
right?
I am totally down for KOF Blair.
Dude, I think it would be sick if they put some of those characters in here. Like if they just put Skolomania, Blair, and Hokuto or something like that. Or even Kairi.
Darren,
I would like.
All day Darren, dude. That anti-air Indra bridge.
Yeah, Indra is smushy!
Yeah.
I think that would actually be really, really sick.
Sakurai. Only if he randomly trips.
Oh, God.
He'll never live that down.
That would be so sad, dude. Oh, man.
Personally, I want the Bariki 1 characters to come back,
dude,
though.
Doctrine Dark would actually be pretty sick, too.
I think he could win.
But, I mean, like, I think it would be kind of sick if the EX Layer characters were just like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's just go all in.
I'm so sad that EX Layer never brought Janice back.
Which one was Janice?
She was from Fighting Layer.
Oh, okay. So I don't know I don't know that game. Yeah. Okay.
But I want the Bariki 1 characters to come back. Guy Tendo and Silver, who got to appear in 11.
Oh, okay.
They were converted from Bariki 1, which is that weird, obscure, freaking amazing game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Guy is awesome.
Who would be the guy on fire? What if they actually did bring Rugal back and then just threw Garuda on the team? That would actually be kind of sick.
I mean, I would be fine if the tournament starts and Rugal's just like, ha ha ha, and just comes in and then just immediately gets struck down and then this tournament starts.
I mean, that's how they got rid of Orochi, right? In a side story.
Yeah, that's the ending of 14. They're just like, nope.
I am back. No, gone.
Nope. I mean, kind of. Some of the characters that have come up after Rugal would be, kind of power crept on him. Right. Like, the boss of 2001 is actually absurd. And I'm glad that that's gone.
Okay. Who was the boss in 2001?
Ignis, okay.
Yeah,
and who had... So, 2000's boss was Zero. 2001, you find out that one was a clone. We're going to make you fight the original Zero. And then you're going to fight his boss, Ignis. And you're just like... Yeah, Ignis is super dumb.
Is he alive again?
Theoretically.
Because of the
retcon reboot. Yep. I mean, here's the thing. It also means we might get Critzelid back, which means we might get his sick-ass music, and he didn't have voice acting, so we might have his Irish accent, and I'm on board.
But see, like, here's the thing, right? Was it a reboot? Like, did it go back, or is it just, it's still in the same timeline, and everybody's like, shit, what the hell's happened? We've all reboot. Don't know yet.
So, I mean, the thing is that basically Ash retconned his own entire family line.
Right, yeah,
And so that technically would retcon, like, a portion of history for anyone because butterfly effect bullcrap.
Right.
And then Verse comes out of that, and now that Verse is dead, everyone's alive.
Right.
So... It's like a weird soft reboot, dimensional retcon kind of thing.
Because I mean, like those kind of reboots usually are like the travel back in time.
Yeah, they're not starting over.
Yeah, because like MK11 actually, I mean, the sickest thing about MK11's story is the way they rebooted it. They actually acknowledged every game in the series as an alternate timeline, like. This happened, and now it's like, it was kind of like a Matrix thing where it was like, you actually have done this cycle many times and you didn't realize it. And so Leo King breaks the cycle. So who knows what the hell's happening in 12, but you know, this one is not like resetting, going back in time, right? That like, because the MK1 implies that it starts over every time, like Matrix starts over every time. Yeah. This reboot is more like everyone's still there.
It's retconned a chunk of history. Yeah, that's all it is. But still
everybody is still there, and
theoretically present time.
And theoretically, most people know that it happened, right? Like,
as of. Okay, so Versus portion of like bringing everyone back, yes, they know that's happening. Ash resetting his own history, no, not inherently.
Right.
Because like in the ending of 13, Elizabeth finds herself looking at a photo that had Ash in it, it's not there anymore.
Right.
And she starts crying and doesn't know why. And she slowly has to piece things together before she can hire Kukri to help her track down Ash.
Right.
14, they are aware that people are coming back from the dead.
Right, yeah. And yet somehow no one asks about Vice and Mature except Xanadu.
But no, I mean, the Ikari Warriors ending in 14, Hydern is actually briefing everyone on things are coming back from the dead, and then just looks at dead at Leona and he's like, we're not sure about your father yet. Just so you know, we don't know yet. Like, just has that conversation.
Right. Oh, man. Who's Magaki?
Magaki was the final boss of 11, and he is also on the list of cheapest motherfuckers.
Okay.
He's dumb. He's the kind of guy who's going to throw a fireball, and then the fireball will teleport and start coming from behind you.
None of the bosses in KOF have ever been in multiple games, or
except Rugal.
Except Rugal, because he was in 97 and
94 and 95.
Oh, so he was there throughout the whole time.
So he's in 94, 95, and then a playable non-boss in 97.
Oh, okay.
And then he's the boss of like every dream match.
What about 96?
96, it was not him.
Oh, interesting. Who was the boss in 96 again?
Ginitz.
Oh, okay.
With Chizuru mid-boss.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but 98 and 2K2, of course, are the dream matches. Yeah. They're not canon.
And yes, Xiaolan is the only character I want from Max Impact.
Who is Xiaolan?
She's another member of Duolan's assassin clan, and she is awesome. She was also super broken Nakai tier, top tier in MI Regulation A, but she's a fantastic designer. Okay. I love her.
So wait, so they're saying Chrysalid was actually the boss of 2 games of 99 and 2001?
He was a striker in 2001. So when you fight...
2001 as striker. Yeah. Okay.
But the thing is, he's not like he's like a legitimate boss problem, because 02 and 02 UM, it was still Omega Rugal.
Right, okay.
Max Impact is not canon. It's its own alternate timeline.
Right. So,
okay. Ginitz is awesome.
Okay,
he just sucks to fight.
Who's the boss in 99? Chrysalid. 2000.
Clone Zero.
Clone Zero? Oh, that was the Zero you were talking about, right?
Yes.
So there's a Clone 1, Clone 2, but the boss is another kill clone, but Clone Zero.
No. His name is Zero. And he is just a clone character. He looks like he would be like a shitty police chief. He's got like the crappy handlebar mustache and everything.
Okay. And then in 2001...
Original Zero is the mid-boss.
Right.
And then Ignis is the final boss.
Right. Okay. 2002 is a dream match. And then from there we have 2003,
where you have Adelheid as a final boss for bad ending.
Okay.
You have the Chizuru Maki fight as the mid boss, and then good ending you fight Mukai, who was basically a stone golem.
Jesus Christ.
and well, so that's the start of a new story.
Right.
That's the
Yeah. But wait, so could you play Adelheid in that game?
Nope.
Oh, so Adelheid was only a mid-boss, though, and
he's a bad end final boss.
Right. Now, how did you get good end or bad end in that game?
I think it was if you did your level 3 supers enough and like didn't have to continue more than twice or something like that.
Interesting.
I don't remember the actual conditions for 03.
Okay. So 2003, then you had to fight a stone golem at the very end.
Yeah, he was the good ending final boss. And he's actually kind of awesome. He's like in terms
What's his name again?
Mukai. In terms of like being a final boss, he's not that interesting, but in terms of like character design and moveset, he's pretty cool.
Dang. Okay, and that was 2003, right? Mm-hmm. Now 2004
is not a game.
Does not. This is where they switched to 11, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they switched arcade boards and they realized they couldn't start pumping them out every year anymore because they weren't supporting it on the MVS anymore.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
I mean, there's a lot of hacked versions of stuff,
right?
And then like the home version of you can even play as Mukai. So that's
okay. So 11, then the main boss was
Magaki.
Okay.
And that had Shion as the mid boss, who like the sub final boss. So that game, it was like play 3 normal matches, then you had one of 5 secret characters became like a mid boss.
Right.
You got past them, then you fought Shion, and then you fought Magaki. And Magaki is fucking bullshit.
How do you spell Shion?
Shion.
Okay.
And they are a fantastic character.
Okay.
I am choosing my pronouns carefully.
Okay. So Shion is 11.
And then Magaki.
And then in 12...
Nobody cares.
No, because that game doesn't have the teams. It's just like...
That game was the prototype to build towards 13.
Right. So people technically... Does that game just... is basically like overwritten by 13, basically, right?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, 12 basically had stuff like focus attack.
Oh, Jesus. Okay,
like it was a weird game.
Yeah.
But they were trying some stuff and had to test that their engine worked.
And they did the art of fighting zoom in on that game, too. So,
which is fine conceptually.
Right. Then 13, the main boss was the alternate Ash, right? Psyche, wasn't it? Right, okay. See, I actually remember now because I remember 13 to some degree. Yeah. But now Psyche was actually playable in the home
So basically it's like nerfed Psyche.
Yeah.
It's totally a fair version of Psyche.
Right.
And then even so, the arcade boss had like dark demon version where Psyche gets pissed and it's like, I don't fucking care.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, Kitty. I mean, the thing is, like, me and Mike actually had a big old conversation on this. I like the fact that Street Fighter's lore doesn't matter that much, because I don't think Street Fighter is meant to have that kind of world crazy defining lore and stuff like that. I kind of like the fact that it's nebulous. It's nebulous and everybody just has their own arc. I mean, even to the point where Alpha 3, depending on who you beat, because you were saying in King of Fighters games, when you win, it seems like there's a actual fixed ending for every team and you get to see what happens afterwards. Whereas in Alpha 3, everybody kills Bison.
And everyone blows up the base.
Yes, everybody blows up the base, depending on who it is. If you're Dan, you blow up the base. If you're Honda, you blow up the base with Zangief's help. If you're, if you're
Zangief, you blow up the base using Honda's forehead.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, like, so I actually kind of like that about Street Fighter, that it is just kind of like, there's just this, Bison through a tournament, something's happening, and I'm okay with that. I actually kind of like that about Street Fighter, so I'm not too worried about the storyline in Street Fighter. It doesn't matter to me, know.
Okay, and so technically, what is that? Hadesio? I'm gonna butcher pronouncing it every time, but so technically you are right that KOF, its timeline and canon is separated from pretty much every other SNK timeline and canon.
Right. Yeah.
But that's also because Art of Fighting takes place in the 70s, and then, Fatal Fury takes place in the 90s.
Right. Yeah.
And you can't reconcile that by putting them, other than making alternate time and putting them in the same universe. But it's also worth noting that neither of those franchises have had a game in over 20 years.
Right, exactly.
And KOF has become the main line for those franchises, and you just kind of accept it. And I'm fine with that, because that means Geese is alive again.
Yeah, but see, Mario Sonic Boss, that's the thing. That's what I like about Street Fighter, is that every character has their lore. You know what I mean? That they have that backstory, that they have something. But I mean, you end up with a game like Street Fighter 3, where literally the reason why Dudley's trying to kill Gil is because Gil stole his car. It's just Street Fighter has always been about just this random ass. Everybody is in their own little pocket of story, of lore, and I kind of like that. So.
Oh my god! If we get some sort of super sick box set, Gato Denset's 30th anniversary, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Hopefully, I don't miss this one, because I missed the 10th or 15th anniversary one, and I still regret it to this day.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the very least, they're probably gonna be a sweet pop-up shop at the Container Store, they do for a lot of things. Yeah. But yeah, 30th anniversary of Fatal Fury is just this is a milestone coming up. Hey, do not play with my emotions like that and say Real Bout 3. That's not okay. I will take a Real Bout 3. I will take Real Bout 2 Special before I will take a new Mark of the Wolves. Any day. I
mean, the hardest thing about it right now, honestly, the biggest problem is that it's very clear that SNK is not rolling in enough dough to make multiple games right now. They're making KOF 15, and this is probably all they're really doing right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, that's not true, because they're still adding to the DLC for Sam Show.
Right, but
they're not going to develop multiple solid concurrent
right,
games.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah. That's the hardest part.
Yeah, I mean, if we're really lucky, we'll at least get one of the Mark of the Wolves 2 character designs that got scrapped as a KOF character eventually. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, right now the bigger concern is also that we get some of the other characters like Bijane, who appeared in one KOF. Right. Let her come back.
Yeah,
see, that's... One mainline KOF, I'm sorry.
That's the hardest thing. Is like, you'd pay for a Last Blade 3. Not very many people would.
It's like, you don't have the money to pay for a Last Blade 3.
Right.
Because there are you start a Kickstarter, you're going to get about 50 people. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone else is like, I mean, I've got $1, I guess.
Unless it's the fucking Armika fandom coming out of nowhere, Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, hey, I love Armika. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Nobody liked Armika.
So, I mean, there's a new Metal Slug project. We don't know what that is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it could be like their 7th handheld or phone game.
Right.
We don't know exactly. In all fairness, Metal Slug Attack and Metal Slug Defense are pretty fun. They're weird. They're not
on mobile,
Metal Slug.
You mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it gave them a lot of creative freedom because it's like, hey, we have a mobile game, we have an engine, whatever, and it's like it's a gacha game.
Okay.
But that also means that they only have to spend like a few days developing a new unit and creating a whole new character and concept art, sprite art's out there, balance done.
Right. Is SNK Heroines canon?
No.
Oh, man. Yeah, thank goodness.
Now, in all fairness, if they want to have Girl Terry as an alternate costume DLC for KOF15, I'm fine with that. Because that's funny.
I mean, if they just did that and all the characters are like, what the fuck? Like, the whole... Like, everybody has just, like, complete, like, joke dialogue with female Terry.
Oh, yeah, and Femme Geese while we're at it. Yeah, I'm on board.
Femme Geese, oh, God.
I'm on board.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, I know...
Miss X has existed longer than half the cast of KOF.
I know I personally feel the same way, Mario Sonic, but I know not everybody agrees.
That game was fun. Like, regardless of how you feel about, certain perspectives about the game was fun as hell.
Right. Ugh, man. The plot just, like, took me out of that thing so bad.
Yeah, you're not alone. That affected a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the game was really, really fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was nice to harken back to that. Hey, you know what? Let's make a really solid fighting game that doesn't take anything seriously, and let's do weird shit.
Right.
And it was.
Honestly,
fun for
it felt like it was supposed to be a mobile game. I really feel like it was supposed to be a mobile game, and then they just changed their mind.
Dude, once you dig into the mechanics more, you realize that it would have been impossible to play properly.
Right. That's what I mean. I think that all came out after they probably made the decision to change.
I mean, Neo G was the combat designer. So, I mean, he'll do whatever he wants.
He could have been the whole, like, we're going to make a mobile game. Neo G designed it, and he's like, okay, I'm going to work on this, and then I'm going to be like, it's good. It's too complicated. Let's make it a console game. And then they're like, no. And they're like, let's make it a console game. All right. Oh, man.
I'm just imagining just Neo G plotting in the background.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, man. Wait, who is Miss X?
Iori.
Is it just a female Iori then?
Implying. No, it's more like Iori in a dress.
Oh, really?
It's Iori in a schoolgirl uniform and a COVID mask, basically, like a bandana, and that's it. That's the entirety of the character.
Where's that character been in?
It came from a Neo Geo Pocket Color game, Gals Fighters. The entire cast was female, and then they're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna put Iori in there, but Miss X.
Gotcha.
And Miss X permeated as a meme throughout SNK communities and was popped up in a bunch of different games.
And what about Miss X voice though? Was it just Iori's voice or?
It was a Neo Geo Pocket Color game.
Oh,
what voice?
Neo Geo Pocket Color. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So up until Heroines, I don't think Miss X ever actually had a voice. Unless was Miss X a secret striker in 2000?
Was Miss X in Heroines?
DLC.
Okay. And what was the voice for
Iori?
It was just Iori's voice. Okay.
I think there was actually an alternate female voice. I think.
Okay.
I actually didn't get around to playing her.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and her having the traumatic nightmares of Kyo fangirl costumes and stuff. It's too good.
Oh man.
I think that was just them trying to cover it up. Miss X is a complete joke character.
Yeah, of course.
They go out of their way to pretend it's not Iori.
Right. It's kind of like the King of Dinosaurs thing, right? So, except the King
less serious.
Yeah, and the fact that the King of Dinosaurs thing is not even a joke; it's real, right? It's clearly not the same.
Absolutely,
it's not the same. I think it would be so funny if they just put them both in the same game. Like they announce King of Dinosaurs, and then the next character they reveal is T-Zoc.
What kills me is that T-Zoc, I think, has the more fun moveset.
Right.
I love that air throw.
Like, what if they made it was like they reveal King of Dinosaurs, then they reveal T-Zoc, and then they just reveal a third random person who's like a different head, like the head of a cat or something like that, and he just weirdly, like, they just put King from Tekken in there, and like he just somehow has very similar moves.
Are you getting grumpy? He's getting grumpy.
It's still actually okay. I mean, it's still not quite dinner time for you just yet, Nathan.
I mean, come on. We already have a Ikari Warriors team. That's halfway to Team Grappler as it is.
Yeah.
I just want Leona to have her stupid boomerang back.
Oh, what the...
Yep, that one.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. That would be sweet. Like, actually just straight up has costume changes.
Oh, you mean King of Dinosaur?
Yeah. Okay, like it or not, I think everyone at this point misses the American sports team.
Yeah, I mean...
The fact that 3 times, canonically, they have had their entries to the tournament stolen from them is just kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that they still acknowledge them and have that in canon.
Yeah.
But I just think, like, they need to come back now. I think it's been long enough. I think it's been long. What was the first game they were in? Was it just 97? 94. Oh, 94. That's right.
They were in 94.
That's right. They were in 94 because they were trying to make it appeal to the American audience's team. But then they never came back, right?
Well, I mean, I don't even know if that was the intention. Right? The intention was that, like, KOF 94 was literally, like, straight up SNK All-Stars. And, like, you know what? We have so many fighting games in here. Why don't we represent other games we've made?
Right.
And so they're like, hey, we made a crappy baseball game once.
But then they also made it so that it was all the teams were from countries, right? Yeah.
Yeah, which so they quickly did away with after that.
Which they wanted the US team in there. Yeah. So I think that's kind of what it was. But yeah,
regardless of the fact that Southtown is in America.
Right, yeah. No. I mean, 98 obviously was the dream match, so they were in that one.
Yeah, because 98 is like pretty much everyone who had been in a game up to that point, except for the few who got rejected and were brought back in 98 UN. Like AG. Poor AG.
And he forced the guys to represent Italy. Wait, was Fatal Fury Team Italy in that in 94?
I think so, because I think like Art of Fighting was England or something for no reason. It was something weird.
Oh man.
Yeah, because then it was like Female Fighters was France, I believe, it was France, I believe. Because that was like King, like, yeah, let's just do that.
Right. You know what it feels like to me? It feels like, you know, when you have those, when the Japanese players would fly out and win all the American qualifiers. Like, these players are just probably like, Italy looks weak, let's go over there and qualify from Italy, you know? And that's basically all it was. Have Andy and Mai never teamed up before?
Like once.
Once, right?
Yeah, like... It's like 99 or 2000 finally got to be on the same team.
Now, Mary and Mai have been on the same team, right?
I don't think so.
Really? Because they need to put Mary, Mai, and Kula on the same team and just call it Team Anti-Terry or something like that now.
God damn it. Yeah, no, Mary's been on the team once and Mai's been on the team once. Actually, Mary's been on it like twice. But yeah. Yeah, because Mary was still Female Fighters in 99 and then got to be on Fatal Fury 2000 and 2001. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, honestly, I'm going to be honest. I want that team to be Andy, Mai, and Hokutomaru. And I hate that little brat. But I think that should be a team.
Hokutomaru, which is who again?
The little ninja brat from Mark of the Wolves.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm 100% on board for that to be a team. And I hate that little kid.
Why?
Have you ever had to fight him?
No.
There you go.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, which it's funny. Like, so she's joking about that they adopted him at this point. I realized that like SNK canon, especially King of Fighters, has more unorthodox families than nuclear families. Like, everyone's adopted. Everyone's someone's half brother. Like,
clones, you know.
No, I mean, like, so you've got Geese and Krauser are half brothers.
Are they? Really?
The Bogard boys are adopted, and then Terry adopts Rock.
Right.
You know, nobody has any idea whose mother is who. You know, none of this stuff. And like going through the entirety of all of that history, I'm like, well, Seth has a real family. And I start running out of options.
Now, Saisyu and
Saisyu is Kyo's dad.
And Takuma have never been on the same team, right? Or have they?
I think they're in.
Weren't they on a team with Hyder one time?
Yeah, Team Old Man.
Yeah, it was the Team Old Man, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Vanessa has part of a family. Because like, there's still the question on like where her husband went.
Right, because I think that would be hilarious to make another Team Old Man.
Yeah, bring back Team Old Guy. That's fine.
Yeah, except this time put Toto on it instead of.
Oh, let Toto exist.
Yeah, put Toto on there. So, because poor Toto. I mean, the best thing that ever happened to Toto was CVS2's Run animation, dude. Like that was.
By the way, yeah, so that's one of the things I love. Like, so Leona was adopted by Hydern.
Right.
And the fact is, to this day, Hydern still refuses to give Leona rank in his military at all, so that she always has the option of leaving and living her own life.
Oh, interesting.
Like, little, tiny bits like that are super cool.
So is there actually, like, do we know Terry and Andy's dad, Jeff Bogard?
Yeah. Geese kills him before Fatal Fury 1.
Oh, okay. So it's a revenge for the father kind of thing.
Yeah, that's like the major point of Fatal Fury 1 is that they want to defeat Geese because he killed their adopted dad.
Wait, Kay and Whip are siblings?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not a clone, he's a guinea pig.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, like, again, like there is more like non-traditional families than traditional families in SNK canon, and I think that's nice.
Oh man. Hi. Somebody's hungry. Somebody's hungry.
And Jeff and Tung were homies.
Yeah. Toto. Is Geese German officially?
Well, I mean, why do you think Krauser's his half brother?
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
There's going to be some family heritage from Europe.
That's a Wolfgang Krauser, right? Yeah. Okay. What games was he in again?
Fatal Fury 2, Fatal Fury Real Bout, and then like some of the Real Bouts and specials.
What does he look like again?
Big dude, Hulk Hogan with purple hair and red pants. And he was the first user of the Kaiser Wave.
Purple hair and...
Yeah, he's a big, like, gladiator almost looking guy.
Can't I remember what this character freaking looks like, dude?
Yeah, Geese is just a giant weeb. I love him to death, but he's a big weeb.
What are we looking for here?
Wolfgang Krauser.
Wolfgang Krauser. Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember him now. Was he a boss?
Yep, he's the boss of Fatal Fury 2, and he popped up in a bunch of different Fatal Furies.
And he's coming back because he wanted to get revenge for his brother, basically.
No, he's just more of a bad motherfucker.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's worth watching the OAVs, the first two OAV, OVA, whatever.
Yeah.
And then just watch the motion picture. Just do the whole trilogy. Yeah, his theme song is legit.
Right. Okay, this guy, Wolfgang Krauser. Okay.
Yeah. Most of the time, you're going to see him without any of that armor.
Oh, man. Shatter all expectations.
So anyways, welcome, Iori.
Yeah.
I think we're good for the evening.
I think so, actually.
We worked up a good rant.
Yeah, it's talking about lore and
KOF like story history is just like one of the greatest things about it.
It's so confusing. it's like really confusing if you haven't followed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
but the thing is, like, up until the 13-14 transition, it was still surprisingly consistent. It's just there's a lot.
Right? Yeah. No, for sure. The consistency is not the problem. It's the quantity.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on here. Now, but here's the question though. Like, I mean, they've obviously been doing this for a very long time here, but I don't feel like the characters look like they actually ever age.
That's partially true, but I mean, part of that also just comes with, recycling sprites and stuff.
Right, yeah.
But like Terry aged into Mark of the Wolves, and then, whatever. And Athena has aged a bit over time.
Okay.
Up until about the 12-13 art style.
Right, because I mean, theoretically, if this started in '94, this is like freaking, 27 years later already? Like,
yeah, and even worse if you count like the Fatal Fury birth dates.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, the birth dates you don't even pay attention to anymore.
But yeah, no, like,
I mean,
Terry's been in his 20s for 20-something years. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is that aspect to it, right?
But that's more of a KOF problem.
Because otherwise, the reason why Saisi is not going to be in a game is because he's dead.
He's like 70 at this point. Yeah.
Ryu is like 77.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
Chun-Li looks amazing for being like 61 or whatever she is now.
Case in point too is like Oswald was introduced in KOF 11, which is almost 20 years ago now.
Right.
And he was like 70 then.
Can't believe KOF 11 was that long ago. Dude.
Yeah, it came out. I think it actually came out in like 05.
Yeah, it had to be 04, 05, right? Because
Yeah.
it was after 03, so that's crazy.
I mean, the logic carries. It was after 03.
Right, yeah.
I don't think you meant it to be snarky, but it sounded snarky.
No, I didn't mean it to be snarky at all. I was just kind of explaining my own logic to like, this is the problem with when you're OCD, right? Like, there's like, for example, I would play Final Fantasy Record Keeper, and you would go and farm orbs to hone abilities and stuff like that. And so you would play it, and as you would kill things, like, sometimes they would drop higher quality ones, but they only showed you a total number of items you gained, right? So normally you killed something, each one of them dropped like 3 orbs, but if you got one of the better items, that would only drop like 1 or 2 or something like that. And then sometimes you'd run into a magic pot only, so there wouldn't be 3 bad guys and you'd kill them. And then basically my brain, at the end of every one of those cycles, when I looked at the total number, I had to calculate and make sure that it matched what everything killed and what everything gave. Because there's just that weird OCD problem. I'm like, yeah, that's right, because it would have been 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus, yes, that's right. Yeah. Like, I would do that like every time because that's just how my brain works. So, no, I wasn't being snarky. I was just explaining the logic.
But yeah. So anyways, though, case in point is that Mark of the Wolves and the storyline that revolves around Mark of the Wolves that's really obscure and you have to look it up on YouTube because I can't afford to buy it. Terry actually ages, like, clearly.
Okay.
Like, Terry and some of the other characters are clearly older in, like, the Mark of the Wolves era.
Yeah, Mark of the Wolves for sure. I mean, Mark of the Wolves is the clear, obvious, this is the only time we've aged because otherwise Rock would be in diapers rolling around.
But the thing is, like, Athena has aged a bit through KOF, but then Bao still hasn't.
Right. I mean, some people are saying that Yuri's aged a little bit.
Yuri's improved quite a bit.
Like, I feel like Yuri and Athena probably aged just to make it less creepy and to put room for Kula so that they can actually have her be creepy, right? So
Bariki one with older Ryo is freaking awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was actually in the game.
Yep, he was the Mr. Karate of that game, and he like had some like grizzle on him, and he definitely looked like clearly older than he does in any Art of Fighting or KOF.
No, characters never age in most media, for sure.
I mean, that's one of the only things I really like about, like, even Street Fighter V is, like, showing Sakura finally being out of her teens.
Right, yeah.
You know?
I mean, because freaking Bart has been in, 4th grade for, like, 30 years now, right? So,
more,
yeah.
I think.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it.
No.
I remember
Marvel used to be good about it.
Me and my brother used to have a big debate on that too, because like we had our own universe. We had our own comic strip with all of our characters and all these things like that. And he actually more preferred the actual aging kind of thing. And I preferred, you know, like, you don't want to change the environment too much and stuff like that. So, which is always interesting because the comic strip, for better or for worse, was one of the only comics that existed that they did age. In fact, the little kid, you know, eventually got married and like it just kept going. And then basically she decided to stop doing the comic, but then they're like, don't stop doing the comic. So what she actually did was, at one point in time, one of the, like the mom or whatever was like, man, you know, think back on this crazy life. And they actually went and she redrew all the old comics, like retelling the past stories. So they went back in time, but just going through her memories, and they kind of did a best of like through the years and stuff like that, which is actually kind of interesting. So
we have no news on the netcode for the game yet.
No.
None.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and I mean, so personal preference before we close this out. I like the happy medium. Where, like, it's slower aging. Like, every 4 years you go 1 year in real time or something like that. You know, I'm fine with that. Like, I mean, you remember how crazy it was when South Park made the jump to 5th grade? Like, that was a huge to-do.
I mean, if I watched South Park and I cared about South Park,
of course.
Sure, yeah.
But, yeah, or like, sorry, they jumped to 4th grade from 3rd grade, I believe. But anyways, like, that was a huge to-do. Like, you actually are doing literal progression, you're changing your classroom's teacher, you know, you're doing some weird stuff. It wound up being inconsequential in the long run, but... like, conceptually, like, it's simply not done. Sitcoms have to reset at all times to the status quo, and, well, nuts to your status quo.
Right, yeah. And that's why, you know, the original X-Men cartoon was so good, because it was one of the first children's shows that didn't do that. And I think that's why a lot of people loved Gargoyles as well, because Gargoyles didn't do that. I mean, it's interesting, like, I've tried rewatching Gargoyles, and most of the way through, it's not grabbing me the same way that some of the other cartoons have, but... it's still, you can tell one of the best things about it is that it's a progressive storyline.
Like, both those cartoons are very grown-up children's cartoons.
Yeah,
Like, I think they're probably very healthy for a lot of, like, developmental psychody. Is that when you're a kid and you start absorbing this kind of thing in a way that you can handle.
Right.
I think it actually is good for, you know, development.
I mean, I've told everybody that the freaking Robotech cartoon traumatized me forever. Because, you know, good guys died. And it was like, what? No!
Yeah, I mean, compare G.I. Joe to its comics.
Right. and then freaking Transformers the movie traumatized everybody, too. Yeah. Because everybody died. And the people who wrote the movie were like, kids don't care about these. They're just toys, whatever. And they killed all... and, like, they traumatized everybody so much to the point that they had to reveal that Optimus Prime dies in the trailer and in the commercials. Because they're like, fuck, we just have to let everybody... does Optimus Prime die? Then who will lead the Autobots? It's like, the answer is yes, he dies.
Yeah, with that being said, Iori's kind of ass in a couple of games.
Is he? Yeah. Is he really?
Yeah, there's a couple of games where he kind of buns.
Okay.
But, you know, there's a bunch of games where he's super good. But he's a consistently pretty good character. There's a couple of games where he's not, and a couple of games where he's a monster.
Yeah. In CVS 2, he was a roll cancel monster. That was him.
So it depends on what normal they let him have, what kind of
what's
buttons.
The storyline between Kyo being Fire Kyo and not Fire Kyo, right? Because, I mean,
whether he feels like it.
Oh, is it just really what it is?
If he's chucking fireballs or just doing flaming DPs or whatever, it's just
right.
he has
because
nothing.
He started as a fireball uppercut character, but by the time he got to 98, that's where he became a Rekka character.
That's when he started merging back into it, and then 99, like real Kyo had no fireball, and he was like 18 different Rekka chains and crap like that.
Yeah. But what I mean, like, did he transition between 94, 5, and 6 and 7 that way?
A couple of those games had like a steady evolution, but then like 99 was a big jump where he's like, we're just gonna go all in on.
Because 98, he didn't have a fireball at all, right?
I believe by default, yeah. And then so 96 was the start of Rekka's.
Okay. But 98, like I said, I don't think he had a fireball. I remember.
Yeah, I think they took away the fireball from him, and we're just all in on Rekka. And then 99 was way on Rekka's. And they started removing some of his kicks and stuff.
Because that was the interesting thing about CVS 2.
Okay. So it was after the end of 96 because he got bopped.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Got it. because in CVS 2 he was Rekka Kyo, but then there was EX Kyo. I'm sorry, in CVS 1 I should say CVS 1 had Fireball Kyo, which was actually really interesting.
I rant about it a lot, but like KOF11 was the first one where Rekka Kyo then added a Fireball. And that was super cool. Because otherwise, a lot of people liked playing Kusanagi because he was a lot more like OG style.
Okay. Yeah. That was like the cool thing. It was always interesting because I always remember, because back then I paid a little bit more attention because I was just in the arcades all the time. And when I was in college, that's when 98 was kind of like big at the time. You know, just revealing my age.
Whatever. Anybody who's followed you long enough is well aware.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, so he was in, I was paying attention around that time, and I always remembered that I thought it was weird that 98 Kyo didn't have the Fireball. So I always thought that was kind of strange. So... grown up to Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
exactly.
There's a lot of cartoons that Animaniacs were the famous ones.
Yeah, there were a lot of those, but more like adult content that children can absorb.
Yeah,
that's like there's a difference there. But man, Animaniacs had some crazy jokes. You look back and you're like, we got away with that.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man, look who's back. All right, should I just feed the cat and we call
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's as good a time as any.
Okay.
We have talked too much about Kyo for my tastes on an Iori day.
Let's see if I can get Jasmine up here onto the stream here. Watch. Oh, you're meowing now. Meow. Meow.
Oh
see
boy.
If I can get Jasmine up here. You can check out my staircase over here.
He's like, okay, I know what that sound means.
Yep. So does she. So does she. You just see her just running in like, oh god, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. Oh god, what a freaking cat, dude. What a cat. What a cat. Actually, Iori giving cats milk actually might mean that he hates cats.
We're not going into that conversation.
Why, has other people made that note before?
It's just like, you're trying to create problems. You know what the imagery they were going for.
Yeah, I know. Because cats are actually lactose intolerant. For those who don't know, cats are lactose intolerant.
So, but by the same token, so are humans.
Yeah. Cats were not meant to drink milk, so you actually are not supposed to feed them lots of milk. Here comes my sharks. That's the last one. The last king it should be king of the ocean or something, and he should have a shark head.
The thing is, Americans are just going to make Aquaman jokes all day. No matter how good he is.
That would be amazing, dude. Have a dinosaur head, a shark head, and an eagle head, or a hawk head, whatever it is. What is Tizok technically?
Griffin.
Griffin, that's what it is.
Yeah, because his other name is the Griffin Mask.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So he is a wrestler, technically, right? That's why. Yeah,
that's all he is. He's a pro wrestler, luchador,
right,
and mascadore.
Right, and all joking aside, is it supposed to be like a heel turn or something like that? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But no, and part of his 14 ending, he even is his inner monologue, and he talks about kind of regretting the change because he's like, I want to play the heel, but I still want to be a good representative for children to look up to. Should I just sit here and eat meat and because I'm a dinosaur, or should I tell kids to eat their greens? Like, what do I do?
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Oh, hi, Jasmine. You're giving me your kisses early here today. Oh, there you go. Alrighty.
Now I kind of just want fan art of Iori and Cammy hanging out feeding stray cats.
Right?
And they're both just like, yay.
There was actually, someone did some fan art recently of like Cammy playing with a cat with her hair or something like that. It was just it's adorable. Sakura's in the picture somewhere too. I don't really care, so.
Yeah, no, the Team Mexico 14 ending is just one of my favorite things in that game.
Yeah, kind of how you are with Kyo. I guess I'm kind of that way with freaking Sakura as well. I just don't. I've never really cared all that much for Sakura.
Yeah. No, I really don't like most of like the protege hero worship characters. The biggest exception is Shingo because he's come into his own so much.
Right.
Anyways.
Okay. No, thanks guys for watching. Let me actually roll my credits during the cat feeding like I always do here. Let's see here. Come on, load. There we go. Thanks for everybody for tuning in and for supporting again today. If you guys appreciate that we do this every week and look at all these things and talk SNK and stuff, we're trying to make this more of a regular thing. So shout outs to Deccan Sound, Sunny Night, Bipolar Pop, Completely Random 247, and Yatterman 300, and the raid from Turtleman 22. You guys appreciate this and would like to see us keep doing this, feel free to subscribe, like, donate, stuff. Let me know that this is something that you like to see. So there you go. And there's the kitties eating out there. Just a reminder to everyone, please be safe. Please take care of yourselves. Please wear masks. And Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter. Be excellent to each other and party on, dudes. So have a good night, and I'll see you guys next time here on the Chensor Dynasty. Peace.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes!